This year has been different.
Said that all winter championships would be canceled.
Now the NCAA canceling remaining championship games.
This season will be different. But our path to greatness,
to excellence,
to championships
remains the same. And so we bring our drive,
our determination,
our hunger,
yesterday,
today, always. The journey continues.
Welcome back to the Dana Duckworth Show. I'm Kennedy Chase here with Dana Duckworth, and I must ask, how does the team feel after gymnastics Iron Bowl win this past Friday?
Excited. That would definitely be the term. We really had a strong performance. Of course, there's always areas of improvement. I think it was exciting to have, Shania Adams out there doing all around again. The energy was good. I really enjoy the vibe of this team, and we're really honing in on the details. And so that was a great opportunity to do our part in keeping that Auburn win across, the streak.
Awesome, awesome. So we have a lot of ground to cover, starting with vault. What was the team's mindset going into this event?
Well, we were in a new position. We did 5 10-0 start value vaults. It's the first time we've done that, and I think that the ladies handled it really well. You'll see that we didn't stick those landings as much, but we had some great amplitude, height, and distance.
Great. So we're going to start with Maddie Balagoro scoring a 9.875.
And this vault starts from a 10.0. Maddie didn't warm up well, so we were a little nervous, and she is such a gamer. You see her, she pops off that table, she gets that 1.5. Now she had the little slide back, so that's where her deductions came from. The 9.875 came from one judge giving a 9.9 and the other judge giving a 9.85 and taking that average. So she was a little short on rotation. You can see she has good amplitude. She gets far away from the horse, but definitely that slide of the feet is where her deductions came from.
Great. Now we're going to move on to Luisa Blanco scoring a 9.825.
So this is exciting for Luisa. You see that her form in the air is impeccable. Her feet and legs are completely tied together. This was the first 1.5 vault Luisa has ever competed in her career. So again, she can turn that vault over a little more and be her feet under her. You can see they're a little out in front of her. Now she took 2 steps, and that takes the bigger deduction.
And now we're going to move on to Lexi Graber scoring a 9.9.
This was a gorgeous vault. Look at how high she comes off that table. She basically takes a very small hop, so that only 10th that they took was on the small hop. But she get great height. Look at that pop off the table. The position in the air is gorgeous. She flares the arm open, and that is really probably one of the best ways to execute that vault. You see the 1.5. She clearly knows where she is, and she really sells it. So I was excited for that vault, and I was excited that our team score, has room for improvement, but the reality is we got that experience out there.
Great. So don't go anywhere, everyone. When we get back, we'll be talking bars and beam.
The Dana Duckworth Show is brought to you by Alabama One.
Welcome back to the Dana Duckworth Show, brought to you by Alabama One. Great start with vault. Now it's time for bars. Any improvements going into this event?
Still, it's all about handstands and stuck landings, and we had some really clean performances. And I think what's exciting that we have the ability to be a 49.5 plus team on this event, and so you have to continue to hone in on the details and just focus on what you can do.
Great. So we're going to start with Cam Machado scoring a 9.875.
Yes, and Cameron, as her freshman year, is doing an excellent job. She has a high-flying routine. You see here, she does a glide kick cast handstand to what's called a Maloney. She goes from the low bar to high bar. She immediately comes down. You see her beautifully. See, now the separation you can see more so from our angle. The judges don't see it as much from the side. She does a combination toe on to a Maloney half, taking her back up to the high bar. And then she has a combination right here, a full pirouette to a double tuck. But with the highlight of that really is he stuck with that landing, yes. And the judges love to see a stuck landing, so it's very exciting for her that she got that. That pirouette has to land a little more on top of the bar, so that's a small deduction. So you can see there little leg separations and little places she can improve.
Great. Well, moving right along to Makari Doggett. She scored a 9.875 as well.
This was a beautiful bar routine, too. She attacks this. She does a Tkachev to immediate pack release. So that combination is a very challenging combination. She does a pirouette on the low bar and basically works her way back up to the high bar. You watch Makari and she makes it look so easy, but it really isn't easy. And that's what I love about the way she does her gymnastics. Right here, she slides her feet together and slides back a little bit. That's where the judges got the greatest deduction. Here, she didn't like stick that landing, and she kind of slid back. But other than that, again, she attacks bars every day. We want her to continue to do what she does in practice and just nail that landing.
Great. Well, incredible second event. Moving right along to beam, starting out with Alonza Cloffer, scoring a 9-9.
Yes. We were so excited for Alonza. So for Alonza, being in the leadoff position, it's one of the most crucial positions to be in because it sets the tone for everyone else. And one of the things that she's always worked on is that stuck landing. And so when you watch her do her beam, you will see that she's aggressive in the way she attacks the dance and the moves. She has some little wobbles, but you'll see her cover them.
Awesome. Well, she's also tying her career best with this score.
That is correct. And you should have seen her excitement when she landed and got that score. It was more so about just being able to be in this position, being calm and steady. You see she has that little back roll. Every beam routine must have a full turn. Alonza does it in a squat position, which is a little more difficult. Her combination here, a front aerial back handspring, is a series that's showing her 2 acro skills. She sets up for a cat leap side aerial, and you'll see her have a little wobble, but she covers it immediately. So really, to the judge's eye, they don't see those small things when we cover it up. But this was the best part. Right here, she really nails that landing. Her eyes are focused. I just loved it, and she was so excited for herself. So.
Well, moving right along to Makari Doggett, who also scored a 9-9.
Oh, balance beam on Auburn was really exciting because they just honed in on doing what they do in practice every day. Makari has a really aggressive approach to what she does on beam. You see her just set up for her series right here, a back handspring layout, step out. She just finishes it with such poise. I love the way she moves. This leap switch half to a beat jump is a very hard combination. The whole goal is to get your routine up to a 10-0 start value, and she does this right here with the side aerial full twist. I would have liked to see her control that landing a little more, but she sold it and did a good job right here. Almost see her miss her foot, but she stayed with it.
Yes.
So
wow.
Again, gymnastics is one of those things where most of the time you're not going to be perfect.
Right.
You have to basically kind of cover and really kind of adjust.
Right, and now we're looking at Luisa Blanco, who also scored a 9-9-2-5.
Oh, Luisa did a great job. This was the first time in college competition that she competed her series of a back handspring lay-lay. She starts off with a front aerial skill. Every beam routine must have a front or side aerial skill. She does it flawlessly. Right here, you see her do a back handspring, and there's 3 skills right there, a lay-lay. Just well done. She just has such confidence. Right here, she does a switch leap beat jump. So when she does the harder series, she actually can do the easier leap pass. And then right here, she does the round off double full dismount. Yes, and so she knows that hop back was a 1/2 tenth. And the small wobble on her series was that other little quarter. So she has areas to improve. She really is capable of getting a 10 on this event, and I think she knows it. And so we just keep on working the details because the reality of beam is there's such a small fraction of error. So, you wobble this way and it changes the whole dynamic. And so I love when a beam worker can really be kind of creative in how they make the flow keep going. And Luisa and Makari and Alonza are all 3 of them that did a great job with that.
Incredible event, as I can see with Alonza scoring her tied career best, and then Luisa Blanco receiving top honors on beam. What was the mindset of the team going into this event?
For balance beam, it's all about practice, practice, practice. And so we drill and rehearse being under pressure. We do what's called intra-squads, where we have the team go in the order we're going to compete. And hopefully the peer pressure is going to be, peer pressure is going to really help them feel the butterflies. But there really is no other way to create that kind of pressure unless you're competing. And so I think they've done a great job.
Great. Well, don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll be discussing floor exercise. You won't want to miss it.
The Dana Duckworth Show is brought to you by Alabama One.
Welcome back to the Dana Duckworth Show, brought to you by Alabama One. We have 3 events done, 1 more to go. The floor exercise, which normally is the most exciting event of a meet. What was the mindset going into the floor event?
Attack. The idea for the gymnasts is to really do their tumbling and really control their landings and then go after the presentation element. Floor exercises where they get to show off their personality and really kind of just let it all out there.
Great. Well, we're going to start with Emily Gaskins, who scored a 9.875 and tying her career best.
Again, that leadoff position is so crucial. And Emily's first couple meets, she struggled. She had a few little errors here, and I just knew that this week she was going to hit. She has a gorgeous double pike mount, so you see how high she gets and really just flies in the air right there. She has a fun routine right here. She has a 1.5 to wolf full. It gives her some combination bonus for her leap series. And then she has another leap pass called a switch ring. You see her release the head to a switch half. So it gives her a C plus C combo. Now this was the best part of her routine right here, this last pass. She's been working really hard to keep in bounds and really do this well. She has a front through to double back. She gets 3/10 for that last pass. And then as she gets into the ending, you see the whole team's there just doing it with her. It's Dixieland Delight, so she has a great time with it. The students love it. And she has beautiful toe point and just elegance. So it's a fun routine to watch.
Yes, that's one thing I love about gymnastics is the support that they give one another while they're performing the floor exercise or just during the meet in general.
Oh, you can feel the energy. Look there. She controls that landing. The chest is tall. And then she's followed by Sania Mitchell. And I love what Sania said after her floor routine. She was brought in for the press conference, and it was a dream come true when she first competed. Now it's real. Now she's out there week after week. She has a double pike, beautiful controlled landing. Just look at that smile. She really gets into her routine. This is a highlight of her routine, a leap pass with a switch leap to a wolf full to a wolf 1.5. That's the cleanest. She's done that jump series. I was very proud of the progress she's made there. And then look at this last pass, the same as Emily, a front through to double back. Look at that smile. Look at that excitement. The only thing I want to see her here is hold her finishing pose a little longer. I said, you need to enjoy that moment. Just nail that, look at that judge, and have fun with it.
Yes, with that score of a 9.9, she actually scored her career best.
Yes, she did, and it was just so exciting to see her shine and be able to bring that enthusiasm. She loves to dance. I was asked a question last week on the show, who was the funniest athlete on our team? And I didn't say Sania. And when I really thought through later, I said, she is about the funniest person. She lights up a room. She has jokes. She's witty. She's fun. And so it's really just an honor to, full of heart and joy to see her excel right now.
Well, it was an incredible meet. Don't go anywhere, though. When we come back, we'll be discussing Coach's Tip of the Week.
The Dana Duckworth Show is brought to you by Alabama One.
Welcome back to the Dana Duckworth Show, brought to you by Alabama One. Now, you've been following along with gymnastics. They've only been facing SEC teams. So, Coach, what are some challenges of having an all-SEC schedule?
Well, we like to look at it as opportunities. The SEC is probably the strongest gymnastics conference. And when we originally had our schedule, we had a non-conference schedule. And then we felt with COVID, the head coaches and the SEC conference got together saying what's going to be the best interest depending on how things go. And so we went to an all-SEC schedule, which means you are competing against the best week after week. And it's going to be a challenge, and it's going to be a great opportunity to really hone in on that level of competition. So you can see that we had Kentucky at home originally, and then we will see Kentucky this weekend. And so that's exciting to be able to have them 2 times. And of course, it's always an honor to be on live television. And so we're very, looking at where we are. One of the things that's going to happen this weekend is we're going to be on ESPN again. And so that's just an awesome opportunity for the team to be recognized and be on national television.
Great. Well, that was the tip of the week. And after this break, we'll be going to Ask the Coach. So don't go anywhere.
The Dana Duckworth Show is brought to you by Alabama One.
Welcome back to the Dana Duckworth Show, brought to you by Alabama One. And look at that, the beautiful President's Mansion, one of the staples here at the Capstone.
A fun fact, actually, is that President and Mrs. Bell are enthusiasts of gymnastics. And Dr. Bell even told me he used to take a gymnastics class a long time ago.
Oh, wow, that's exciting. I did not know that.
Yeah, so it's fun. We're very honored to have, the support we do on campus.
Great. Well, now it's time to move on to the segment of Ask the Coach.
Okay.
So let's get started with that.
Hey Dana, I know team chemistry is really important, so this season, what does that look like for your seniors?
Oh, our seniors have been so in tune from the minute that season got canceled last year. They took a leadership role. They came up with the theme, Women on Fire, because they felt like there was going to be a lot of fire behind everything they do, inside and outside the classroom.
If you had to choose a favorite sport other than gymnastics, what would it be?
My personal favorite would be downhill skiing. I grew up skiing. My father was a ski patroller my whole life, and it would be moguls and it would be speed skating. I just absolutely love downhill skiing.
Hey Dana, during a meet, does your team watch the other team perform?
As a matter of fact, we are in the Bama bubble. We do everything in our power to not watch the other team, as a matter of fact. We even play games, I spy, do some things that just keep the girls calm and focus on one another.
Hey Dana, what's your favorite memory coaching?
My favorite memory coaching, there are too many to pick one, but I will tell you that a memory in general that's always exciting is if when you've had an athlete come back from a major setback, a surgery or something of that nature, that very first routine that they do in competition always gets my heart because I know how hard they've worked, I know what they've had to put in and sacrifice to do it, and that moment, you just can't replace it.
Hey Dana, what all goes into choreographing a floor routine?
Choreography is something very unique to the student athlete. So everyone has a new style, everyone has what they're comfortable with. We try to push the envelope. I think that we have a mix between artistry and maybe a little hip hop here and there, but you really work toward what is going to be in the best interest of the look and the feel of the athlete. And of course, the music is everything. So if they feel it and they know it, they're going to have fun with it.
Well, those were some really fun questions.
Yes, and I did not know those questions before we did the show. So, yeah, it really is. You know, it's such a fun sport to coach, and I hope for the fans it's such an exciting sport to watch,
for sure.
whether you understand the sport or not.
It's always so much fun to watch. I remember watching my first Alabama gymnastics meet, and I was just in awe. It was an incredible performance, production, everything.
It is. And those that are coming to the meets, you know, I just want to encourage you that you can be loud, stand up, cheer, because that really makes a difference to the energy inside the arena, and our ladies feed off that.
Well, you had an incredible Auburn Bowl against, Iron Bowl. I just said Auburn Bowl. Sorry, yeah. Iron Bowl against Auburn this past weekend, but now it's time to move right along to Kentucky on the road.
That's right. And Kentucky's going to be a tough away meet. First of all, it's our second away meet. We learned a lot from our first meet against Missouri, some things we wish we would have done differently, and now we have that opportunity to take it on the road. You know, being in someone else's environment is exactly how it's going to be for the postseason. And so we have some new faces still being added in on certain events. I'm excited for us to get out there. We start on bars, and we'll go to vault, and then we do beam and end, or go to floor and end on beam. And so again, it's a great challenge for our ladies. I want to see them hit under pressure. I want to see them be intentional with everything that they do. And we just want to focus on trying to have 24 for 24 hit routines.
Well, that's it for the Dana Duckworth Show this week. We'll catch you next week, everyone. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
This has been a presentation from Learfield IMG College.